All right, guys, welcome to this live. My name is Paul Alex. I'm founder of CashFlight. As you guys are coming in, do me a big favor and go ahead and actually drop where you guys are watching this live, okay? I'm currently in Puerto Rico, all right? I'm in Puerto Rico till Friday, and I'm heading back to California to go see my wife and my beautiful son. So I have a great presentation for you guys tonight. And for all the people that are on here live, yes, it is live. So a few rules before we go ahead and get started, guys. Number one, I will be doing a question and answer at the very end of this presentation, meaning that if you did purchase a VIP ticket, you get to spend 1 hour with me on Zoom. We're able to interact. You're able to ask me whatever you guys want, whether it's ATMs, credit card processing, crypto processing, life, mindset, being a cop, being an entrepreneur, being a dad, whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. I am down, okay? But for the duration of this presentation, okay, we have over 70 slides. So I want to be able to go through all of them, guys, for you that are here right now, okay? So if you have questions, I will try to answer them as we go. But I am going to be hyper focused on telling you guys, number one, the process, teaching you guys the lessons, and then just getting down to the nitty gritty information that you guys need. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, so to go ahead and start this presentation, we're going to be talking about how to build a 10 to 30K a month in residual income without employees, huge capital, or sales experience. I am presenting. My name is Paul Alex. I'm founder of cashflight.com, guys. Now, here's the problem that a lot of people do not see currently in 2026, guys. And then when I started this, okay, here's what I know about most of you guys watching right now, right? And you're number one, you're probably stuck at a job that takes majority of your time. Okay. Maybe you're working 40, 50, even 60 hours a week. Okay. You're making decent money, but maybe even six figures, guys, but the government's taking half. I've been there. Okay. And at the end of the day, you're exhausted. And that's what it comes down to. So you're missing out on life, time with your kids, time with your spouse, time for yourself. Okay. So I want you guys to picture this. I want you guys to picture right now what you guys are missing out on life. So you guys have probably tried other things just like me. Okay. I've been a serial entrepreneur my entire life. So maybe you looked at real estate. The entry cost is too high right now, especially in 2026, or the returns are too slow, guys. I'm a serial real estate investor myself. So maybe you've dabbled in stocks or crypto, but it feels like gambling, right? I mean, stocks and crypto, the way the inflation's going, the way the environment's going, I mean, it's just so volatile. And then maybe even some of you guys have tried online businesses like Amazon FBA, drop shipping, whatever, and lost money, right? Guys, I have been there as well, okay? So as I go through this story, and then also as I go through the process, you guys are gonna see everything that I did from the very beginning when I was a cop, when I found the opportunity, how I was able to execute, and my mindset behind it. But then also why this opportunity is massive for people in 2026 nowadays, okay? So you're stuck. Let's be real here, guys, okay? You want freedom, but you don't know how to get it without risking everything or spending the next 10 years grinding, okay? That was me. I was just like, dude, I'm going to be stuck working in law enforcement for a very long time. And I didn't like the feeling of that, guys. So does that sound sort of familiar right now? Does anyone, can you guys relate to me? Comment the word yes if you guys can go ahead and relate to me. If you guys want freedom but don't know how to get it without risking everything or spending the next 10 years grinding, go ahead and comment yes. Blow up the comments, guys. I want to see who's interacting, who's actually paying attention, guys, because the best students that I have had are people that actually are proactive with self-education, people that want to learn, okay? So at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to it all. Get him. He's actually a really good friend of mine. He helped me build one of my other businesses, guys, and then he's branched off. I think right now he has an office in Colombia. He's doing fairly well for himself. So if you know him, tell him I said what's up. Okay, so guys, here is the good news about this business model, okay? And you guys are going to love this. So there's an actual business model that has quietly been making people wealthy for decades now. And here's the thing. I found two of them. I found ATMs, and I found credit card processing. Okay, it's not sexy. Let's be real, guys. Okay, whenever I told my friends, I told my family members, as you guys are gonna know during this presentation, um, it wasn't trendy, but it works. Okay, and to me, it just I wanted a business that was simplified, that was gonna work for me. And at the end of the day, I wanted to go ahead and actually figure this out. And that's all it was, guys. Okay. So here's the best part. It doesn't require you to quit your job, hire a team, or become some master salesperson. You can actually do this from anywhere in the world, guys, okay, on your own schedule as well. And once you set it up, it actually pays you every single month, whether you're working or not. And that's the power of residual income, guys, okay? So think about that. Now, who am I? And why should you guys listen to me? Okay. Now, I've been in the online space for a little bit over 5 years now, but I never like to assume, guys. It was the same thing when I was a detective. I don't go off of hearsay, I go off of okay. So my name is Paul Alex Espinosa. All right. I spent years as a detective in the city of Oakland in California, guys. Okay. And it's one of the most dangerous cities in America, believe it or not. I was working 80 to 100-hour work weeks, guys. A lot of people are like, dude, how are you surviving? Well, I was in my 20s at the time. Okay. When you're in your mid 20s, you have all the energy in the world, guys. Okay. So I was making about $250,000 a year, believe it or not. I was like, crap. People always are like, you're lying. There's no way you can make that much money. Guys, in California, they match you based on living cost. Okay. So as you guys learn on the next couple of slides, you guys are going to find out that actually $250,000 when you're supporting your parents, when you're supporting your siblings, when you're supporting your family, and you have a mortgage and you have to live, it's not really that much in California. Okay. That's why California is one of the more expensive states to live in. So I was helping my parents pay the bills, guys, because they couldn't afford it on their own. They're immigrants. My mom's from Peru, my dad's from Mexico, and we're first American family. You know, I'm the bloodline breaker. I was able to go ahead and actually help my parents retire off of what I'm about to show you guys. Okay, so I was also helping my younger sister. She was going through college at the time to become a nurse. And I was completely strapped for cash, guys. Believe it or not, you know, you make $250,000 on paper, it's legit. You're like, you're proud of yourself, right? You're like, dude, I'm doing the American dream, right? But guess what? Uncle Sam is taking a piece of the pie. Okay. So you're not making $250,000 in your pocket. It isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, guys. Okay. Welcome, Barbara. Welcome. Okay. So, guys, I was exhausted. I was burnt out. And I was missing life. I just really was. All I was doing was work, 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 work. Okay. And I felt like I was stuck in the American prison, not the American dream. Okay. That's why I reference, if you guys have ever read my book, From Blue to Digital Gold, The New American Dream, that's why I really call these concepts ATMs, the credit card processing, you know, the online space. That is the new American dream, guys, because every single one of you can actually go ahead and do this. I truly believe that. I truly believe that every single one of you guys are able to pick a vehicle that you truly want to do and actually become a millionaire, become the first bloodline breaker of your family, become that person that everyone say wasn't going to make it, but you truly can. But it really depends on a couple of things that I'm going to go over with you in the next couple minutes. Okay. So I kept thinking there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. Okay, guys? So tonight, this is what I'm going to show you guys. Okay. So tonight, I'm going to go over how the payment processing business works and how you guys get paid on every single transaction. So there's total clarity here, guys. Okay. Why this business actually crushes stocks, real estate, crypto without the heavy upfront cost or high risk as well. Okay. How I actually started with ATMs, believe it or not, guys. Before I started with credit card terminals, I started with ATMs. And how you could do this with no employees from anywhere in the world. So, guys, I travel quite a bit from Puerto Rico to Miami to California. And I travel consistently every single month. So at the end of the day, how am I able to do this and then run a full-blown business? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm doing it and how you guys can do it as well, okay? And then the 3-step system I used to scale to $30,000 a month, and how you guys can do it as well this year. Okay, guys? So does that sound good? Go ahead and comment. Let's go. And I got to change that to 2026, guys. See, I keep forgetting. I've been on the move today. So there you go. And that's how you know it's real. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Comment, let's go. If you guys are excited about this, I'm super excited about it. So what you're going to learn tomorrow, okay, Wednesday. Remember, guys, this is a 2-day masterclass. So tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the following: how to negotiate with business owners, even if you don't have sales experience, okay? Guys, when I started, yes, I had a little bit of sales experience, but this, like sometimes people believe that you have to take it to the next level. So I'm going to show you how you can do this without having that much sales experience. How to land your first location within 30 days. People are like, dude, how long does it take to start a business? I've heard startups taking years. Guys, this is why I love simple businesses like this, because you can start as soon as 30 to 60 days. It really just depends on how much urgency every single one of you guys have. So if you guys want to do this, if you want to go ahead and be squared away so you guys are able to go ahead and start generating cash flow, we could definitely show you how. Okay, super excited. And how to launch your business in 2026, even with a full-time job, guys. So the exact same concept and theory and strategy that I actually implemented myself. I worked as a full-time cop, detective, full-time job, guys, but I was still able to build a business that generated me 12 to 15K a month within 18 months, guys, which a lot of people are like, dude, that's impossible. No, it's impossible if you think it's impossible. Guys, you guys don't go into the game thinking you're going to lose. You go into the game saying we're going to crush it, right? So it's the exact same thing in business. Why would you go ahead and talk down to yourself and say you're not going to make it happen? Come on, you got to think positive. You got to go ahead and say you are a winner, all right? So our done with you hand-holding model that gets you a location in a month or less, guys. And then, all right, I gotta say the best for last for tomorrow, okay? It's pretty cool. It's going to be our new crypto processing that will change the industry forever, guys. Okay, we're one of the only companies that is doing this right now. All right, we're coupling regular credit card processing, we're coupling ATMs, we're coupling crypto processing, and we just launched done for you inbound leads, guys, meaning that no prospecting whatsoever. The leads come to you, and guess what? They already know you. They already like you. They already know that you're the expert and it's in your area. Fire, right? I want you guys to go ahead and comment the word winner. Comment the word winner down below in the comments below, guys. Comment the word winner if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay. All right, cool. Let's continue, guys. So before residual income, guys, let's talk about it. Let me take you back a little bit before we go ahead and get started into the actual lessons. I was working as a detective in Oakland. I'm doing everything right, or so I thought, guys, okay? And guys, I've been working since the age of 15 and a half, okay? Maybe it's because that's the way my parents raised me. They raised me to work extremely hard. I got a good job, and I worked my way up. I was in corporate America for 6 years since the age of 21. And then at the age of 26, I joined law enforcement, okay? Because I thought it was the next level for me. And guys, I love law enforcement. I back the blue. I back first responders. It's America to me. At the end of the day, I wish all of law enforcement officers to stay safe out there if you guys are currently doing this. It's a dangerous job, and everyone has your back, okay? Everybody's rooting for you guys, the good guys. Okay, but guys, as I'm going ahead and actually doing law enforcement, I was miserable. And it wasn't because of the actual work. It was because of how I was doing the work, okay? So let me paint the picture real quick. I was working 80 to 100-hour work weeks, guys, okay, to make 6 figures. And after taxes, I barely was taking half. Like I said, guys, I lived in California, state income tax, some of the highest taxes in the United States. Plus, I was helping my parents afford their bills, okay? I was helping my younger sister afford college. And on top of that, I had a mortgage myself. So at the end of the day, I felt like I was working, but I had nothing left for myself. So how many of you guys, I want you guys to think right now, how many of you guys have no time, no freedom, no life, and you feel trapped right now. Okay. Because that was me. That was me back in 2017. I was just like, dude, I gotta figure something out. So this is where I hit a wall. And every time that I talk to anyone successful, guys, I always tell people this. I go ahead and I say, look, majority of people that become successful, you have to go through a critical incident in life, meaning that you have to get smacked in the mouth. Believe it or not. Sometimes you get punched in the mouth, guys. And oh boy, did I get punched. Okay. I'm going to tell you in a minute how. And it was a couple of things that happened to me. So I started looking to other ways to make money, guys. And I tried real estate, I tried stocks, but it took years to see some real returns. Currently, right now, I wouldn't be able to invest into real estate in Puerto Rico. I invested in Dubai and actually sold my Dubai property just a couple months ago. I invested in several rental properties in Arizona, in California, but I wouldn't be able to invest into real estate if I didn't have cash flow, guys. Okay. And what most gurus will not tell you is the fact that you need cash flow to start investing into real estate. Because you know how, they always have that saying, oh, 70% of millionaires are made with real estate. Well, here's the thing. That 70% of millionaires that were made from real estate, realistically, those millionaires created a company. They went ahead and they were in the trades, or they were in some type of industry like ATMs or credit card processing or consulting or something else before they could have the cash flow to invest into real estate. Okay. Because as a beginner, even if right now you do have a little bit of savings, even if you were to invest 50,000, 100,000 in real estate, guys, your returns, it's going to take 5 to 10 years just to get your returns back. And I'm talking about on your down payment. Okay. On your down payment. That's not including that it's not passive. That's including that you're dealing with problems. That's including that you have to deal with tenants. And that's what people don't tell you, guys. See, real estate is for wealth preservation. If you want tax write-offs, if you want to go ahead and build a nice nest egg for your kids, then real estate all the way. I'm a big believer. I've been investing in real estate since the age of 21, but that's the reality of the game. Okay. I'm teaching you guys how to cash flow today in the next 30 days. Okay. So I didn't have years, guys. I needed cash flow now. We need to happen now. We need urgency now. Okay, guys. So I tried something different. I invested over $30,000 into Amazon FBA, guys. Okay. And I thought, this is it. This is my ticket out. 6 months later, the business fell apart, guys. That's just what it is. The business fell apart, guys. So you live and you learn. I moved on to the next venture. Now, remember when I told you guys that sometimes you have to get smacked in the face? Okay. So during my time, guys, I worked in so many different units. But the highlight of my career, my 7-year career in law enforcement, I was assigned as a sole detective to a narcotics task force. During one of my operations, we actually did a raid. Okay. And during the raid, the guy that we were going after, he was selling narcotics, of course, but included in the narcotics was fentanyl. Okay. If you guys remember, back in 2017, all the way up to about like 2020, there was a big fentanyl crisis where people were dying left to right. Okay. I worked so many different cases with the FBI, with the federal government against people that were selling fentanyl on the streets. So this was actually one of the cases where we did a raid and my teammate almost died. He passed out when we got into the room because of fentanyl exposure. I got lightheaded. And at the end of the day, guys, when it comes down to, I returned back home and I'm laying in bed at 2 a.m. and I'm like, is this even worth it? Is this even worth it? Is this it? Is this what my life is worth? Working myself to death for a paycheck. I even remember, guys, at that time, our police chief calls me and we call her, she was such a sweet chief. She was a little older, but she was like, "Hey, Paul, are you okay? I heard that you almost got affected by the fentanyl. Do you need time off of work?" And guys, I was so proactive. I was so proud of being a detective that I was just like, no, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue. I got to book in evidence tomorrow. I got to be in court on Monday, and I got other cases that I got to do. So at the end of the day, guys, this was as real as it gets. If you guys want more information on this case, I actually found this on Google where they actually did a broadcast in the San Francisco Bay Area where I was a law enforcement officer. Okay. So this was the turning point. Okay. So here's the aha moment, guys. Okay. So the aha moment was around the same time one of my coworkers was talking about ATMs. Okay. And he was talking about ATMs for a couple of years. But how many of you guys have those friends that always talk about different ideas? Okay. And they talk about different ideas and they go like, dude, we should do this. We should do that. We should do this. Right. But then they want you to do it, not them. Right. So at the end of the day, that was my coworker. My coworker was so gung ho. He would tell me about all these ideas. Okay. Kenneth, it all has to do with part of the story, brother. Have patience, man. So he was telling me, dude, like, so it's passive. It's simple, Paul. You should try it. Okay. But I never listened. I never listened until that moment, guys, where I had a near-death experience. And I thought, what do I have to lose? Okay, that was my first thought. What do I have to lose? At least this won't kill me, okay? And if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to my job. So what did I do, guys? I decided to go ahead and actually I said I could always go back to the job. So I decided to give it a shot, guys. So I figured I could do it on the weekends while still working my detective job. And that's just what it was. So what was the game plan? Okay. I always tell people this, you have to have a couple of plans, secondary plans, if you want to make it happen in life. So I started researching, guys, but guess what? The first ATM company that I signed up with, there was this massive company, okay? And they monopolized the ATM industry during that time. And I had signed up with them. I actually bought quite a few machines, ATM machines from them. And when I bought the machines, they got me into a couple of years, but it was a bad contract. Okay. I signed a bad contract. In the contract, whenever you guys do ATMs or whenever you guys do credit card processing, whether you guys do business with us or any other company out there that does the banking network for your devices, you guys want to make sure that you guys read the fine print. Don't make the same mistake I did, guys. I didn't read the fine print when it came to the contract between me and the processing company, and they were taking a percentage of my profits every single month. So, guys, I was going ahead and I was actually losing money from my profits, from my ATM machines, and I was locked in for years. So I ended up paying $7,000 to actually get out of that contract. That's when I realized a couple things, guys. Okay. And this is an aha moment for a couple of you guys listening right now. This is when I realized I can't do this alone. Okay. I needed the right mentor, the right system and the right infrastructure. Okay. So what did I do? I found the right mentor who already did this multiple times, actually thousands of times. Okay. And I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to go ahead and do exactly what he did, his blueprint, the exact same way that he thought. And that's what I tell everybody. Now we have access to the entire world where every single one of you guys are able to connect with other people that you guys can relate to and want to be friends with and want to actually learn from. You no longer have to listen to the teacher in a classroom that doesn't have experience based on what they're talking about. You guys can learn from multimillionaires that have done it over and over and over again based on the industry that you guys want to be a part of. And that's the power of the internet nowadays, guys. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy whatsoever, okay? My ex-girlfriend at the time, when I told her I wanted to do ATMs, mind you guys, let me paint the picture again. You guys are probably like, dude, this guy, he has an insane life. Look, I was a high-performing detective, okay? I slept, dreamed, lived police work. Is the type of guy, I was a cop's cop for all my first responders there. But when it came down to when you're broken, and I'm not talking about broken physically, I was broken mentally from the job. Okay. I told the closest people to me what my plan was. And the worst feeling in the world, guys, you know what it is? It's the fact that the closest people around you, whether it's your wife, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's your parents, they don't believe in you. They actually doubt you. How is it that the closest people in your life are supposed to support you, but then they bring you down? They have limiting beliefs. They tell you it's not going to work. It hurts, guys. And to tell you to bring back that memory, at the end of the day, this is why a lot of people don't survive in entrepreneurship, because it's a lonely road. It's probably going to be one of the loneliest things that you ever discover if any of you guys choose to do entrepreneurship. But it's so rewarding when you do the work. It's so rewarding because now when you have results and you show people that it actually works, people tell you, and they will tell you, that they were there since day one. Okay. And it's almost laughable. It's still laughable. Okay. Because even after I became a multimillionaire, okay, my mom, anytime I give her another idea, she still has doubts. She still has doubts. So at the end of the day, guys, it's just some people will never change. But it is not your job to change them, guys. You focus on you. Life is too short, okay? Focus on you and make it happen for yourself. So what was the outcome, guys? Well, all right, here is the good part of the story. After 18 months, okay, everything changed dramatically. It was like push it to the limit, okay? I was doing about 12 to 15K monthly in passive income from my ATMs. Okay. So what does this mean? Let me paint the picture a little bit bigger for you guys that don't understand this. Okay. ATMs actually became passive. In the very beginning, when I started with my first couple ATMs, I actually had to go ahead and load cash into the ATMs. But once I started building the cash flow, I was able to afford part-time workers. I was able to afford a tech who actually fixed and did the maintenance on the ATMs, which ATMs, they don't break down that often, guys. And then the person that actually filled the ATMs, which is called a vaulter. So they were able to do all that. So now it became a passive income cash flowing machine. And the great part about this is I was still a detective in the police department, guys. So what did I end up doing? Instead of continuing to work 80 to 100 on work weeks, what I did is I pivoted. I said, you know what? If I can build a business within 18 months and it's cash flowing the way this is off of a simple concept, I want to see what other opportunities there is online. Okay. So I eliminated a lot of my working hours at the department, guys. I was working less. I think I was working anywhere between 35 to 38 hours a week now, compared to 80 to 100. Massive change, right? Massive lifestyle change. And I was making more money. Isn't that amazing, right? So the cash flow that I was making from ATMs, all I did, guys, instead of blowing it on material things, right? The cars, the houses, the Rolex, all that BS, I reinvested it in, guess what? Self-education. That's it. Self-education. That's all it was. So I went ahead and I actually invested into mentors that showed me how to go ahead and start an education company online, guys. So in 2020, I decided to start an online business, guys. Okay. And when I started the online business and share how I became financially free with ATMs as a cop, guys, it blew up. It dramatically blew up. Why? Because people were getting results left to right, guys. Left to right. Okay. So I left law enforcement right before 4th of July in 2021, guys, and I built a multi-million-dollar education company based on ATMs. Okay. Here's where we get into credit card processing now. Okay. The meat and potatoes, guys. You guys ready? All right. So in 2022, my company generated over $30 million. Okay. There's no fluff. I got the receipts. I show bank account statements. I show all that stuff. Okay. And I hired a CEO and a full executive team to manage it. Okay. So when I did that because I met my newest mentors who are my current business partners in credit card processing. Rob Sin, okay, and John Sarabia. Now, they own a company called PayBotX, okay, out of California in Los Angeles. And they've been in business for over 22 years, guys. They actually have generated over $190 million. That's right, $190 million. Okay. So these guys were the cream of the crop. All right. And they're like, Paul, we love what you did. We love your story. We want to team up with you. We want to build the first fintech platform that will make it faster, easier, and simpler for anyone that wants to start their own merchant services business. And we want you to spearhead it. And I was just like, dude, let's rock. It was a no-brainer because I already knew what to do. So what did I do? I invested. I reinvested again to become partners with them, guys. Okay. And it was no small feat, guys. I actually took $1 million cash and gave it to them. And I was just like, dude, I want to be partners. I want in on this idea. Guys, when you guys see an opportunity, you strike. Okay. Because in life, there's only short windows of opportunity. And for a lot of us, we miss it because of limiting beliefs. We miss it because of naysayers. We miss it because of haters. Haters. The haters that go ahead and say, oh, dude, that's not going to work out. What? It's not going to work out because of you. It's not going to work out for you. It's going to work out for me. That's why when somebody says, oh, that's too expensive, I say, expensive to who? Expensive to you, not expensive to me. Oh, that's too hard. No. That's too hard for you. It's not too hard for me. So at the end of the day, guys, when it comes down to it, what does this all say to you guys? This is to help you level up. It's 2026. Every single one of you guys have been playing too small. And that's the reality of the game, guys. Okay? All right. So beginning of 2023, guys, I launched my own credit card processing company. And I was able to scale it to 80 locations, generating more than 30K a month, guys. So I was able to do the same thing I did with ATMs back in 2018 and do it all over again in 2022 with a brand new concept, brand new company. Here's the only other thing. I had the resources to do it now. I had the mindset, the winning mindset to go all in on this. And that's why it picked up and it grew so fast, guys. So at the same time, I partnered up with my mentors, Rob Sin and John Sarabia, and we launched CashSwipe. It was formerly known as Merchant Automation, okay? All right. So what was the outcome, guys? Since we launched CashSwipe, we expanded to all 50 states in the United States, including Puerto Rico, okay? So all my Puerto Ricans, what up? All right. We service over 6,000 business owners across the United States right now with our local business partners, AKA our students and our clients, okay? We expanded. Now we are the only merchant service company to bring ATMs and credit card processing under the same umbrella, guys. You know how powerful that is? That you're able to go to the business and actually provide them with two different types of services that historically have never become just one. It's amazing. Now we offer crypto processing. We just launched this in December on my live Miami event. We offer location finder services and the latest concept, which is killing it right now, which is a done for you ads for inbound leads, guys. It is remarkable. Okay. So we also surpassed 23 million in revenue since launch as well. Okay. So what changed? What changed? What changed since all this happened? Well, I'm going to tell you the biggest change, guys. Okay. The biggest change wasn't just the money. It was actually my mindset. My mindset was the biggest change here. And I realized that self-education with the right mentors was key to success. It's the key to everything. See, because most people can't do this alone. I realized that to become the greater version of myself, but only if I believed it, I could do it. Okay? Most people, they don't even believe that they could do much more than their father or their mother or their family. Think about that. Think about how powerful that is if you're the bloodline breaker. You're the outliers out of your group to go ahead and accomplish something, right? How powerful is that going to be? So I was making it harder on myself because I was doubting myself in the very beginning when I started with ATMs back in 2018. Why? Because every time that I would go ahead and talk to a coworker at the department, they would shit on my idea. They would say like, dude, that's not law enforcement. What type of scam is that? When I would go to my mother and be like, Mom, I'm going to start this ATM venture. She's like, there's ATMs everywhere, son. You're not going to be successful in it. Already putting doubt, already seeing negativity before I even get started, right? So now I know that anything is possible if I decide to do it. But see, here is the key thing. You have to decide to do it. Most people want to do it, but they don't go ahead and decide to actually take action. You have to take action. So most of the issues that we deal with, guys, and I'm talking to everybody in this room right now. I'm talking to you if you're watching this right now. Most of the issues that we deal with come from our own self-belief, guys. You got to ask yourself, how many times have you counted yourself out? How many times have you said you can't do it? How many times did you say, oh, I'm not capable? Oh, I'm not able to do that. I'm uncomfortable. Oh, I don't believe in myself, right? I've met so many people in my life that always think so negative about themselves. You have to love yourself. You have to go ahead and speak everything into existence. You have to believe that you can do it. Because if you don't believe, then why would anyone else believe in you? And that's what it comes down to, guys, is the self-belief. So here's the big idea, guys. The big idea I want you guys to understand tonight, okay, since we're here right now. Most people, they think building wealth requires huge capital or years of experience, okay? But that's not true. That is all a myth. The real secret is partnering up with a proven infrastructure instead of building everything from scratch, guys, okay? It's about positioning yourself in the flow of what's already moving, the flow of money. Let me explain. So this is how payment processing works. The meat and potatoes, guys, what you guys have been waiting for, okay? Most people, they don't realize that there's money moving all around them, okay? They just haven't learned how to catch a small piece of it, a sliver of a multi-billion-dollar industry like payment processing, guys, okay? So think about it like this. How many of you guys, every time you go to a restaurant, you go to a barbershop, you go to a nail salon, you go to the gas station, you guys swipe a credit card? Almost everywhere, right? Almost 100% of the time, a place has a credit card machine. But see, we're not just doing that, guys. We're actually doing something better. And you guys are going to be shocked when you hear this, okay? So every time somebody swipes a credit card for gas, groceries, or lunch, the business owner has to pay an average in the United States right now in 2026 around 3%. To the banks, we're talking about Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, okay? Or a big processing company like Square or Clover, okay? Now, what if I can show you how we're flipping the system right now? Because that's exactly what we're doing. This is why it's a big blue ocean. This is why there's so much opportunity out there right now, because we are taking advantage and we are helping so many business owners save a ton of money. And that allows our students and our local business partners to make a lot of residual income as well. Okay? That's what this business is about. It's not about hype. It's only about math. Okay? So I want to break down the math to you guys. Okay? So let's go over the numbers real quick. And I'm going to keep it very simple. Say a store does $100,000 in sales volume, okay, that goes through the credit card machine a month. At 3% that the bank is charging them, they're paying $3,000 a month. That's $36,000 a year, okay? That's over $70,000 in 2 years. That's over $108,000 in 3 years. Do you guys think it's right to charge a mom and pop shop in your neighborhood, in your city, $100,000 every 3 years to use a credit card machine? No. I am for small business owners. I am for America. Okay. How many of you guys agree with me? Go ahead and comment America. Comment America down in the comments below if you are for people to go ahead and actually build businesses in America. Okay. I believe in the new American dream. I believe in people actually surviving and thriving because, guys, it's not about how much small business owners make, it's about how much money they can keep, guys. Okay. So, the simple strategy that me and my business partners that have over 22 years of experience figured out, we were like, look, the market right now, it's covered with traditional credit card processing, which is making the banks and large processing companies billions of dollars. They are literally monopolizing the industry. So then I'm a creative thinker. I'm a visionary guy. So then I asked my mentors, Rob and John, hey, but what if we just take the approach of giving customers the option to pay their own processing fee and we wipe out the fee for the business owner? And they looked at me and they were just like, you think that would work? I was like, yeah, that would work. Because there's a lot of people that do not know how credit card processing works, guys. I was one of them. I didn't know the specifics until I actually got mentored, until I actually invested into this business. So when I told them that, their eyes just opened. They're like, dude, if you can make that work, let's do it. And that's the approach that we took. So we went ahead and with the simple strategy that we use, the customer pays their own processing fee, not the business owner, guys. It's super simple. The owners are happy because they get to keep all of their profit. So if they make 100,000, they keep 100,000. And guess what? You get to get a piece of the pie. Okay. So think about it like this. If that one location brings in $100,000, you guys can make 1% of that $100,000. That is $1,000 in profit on average in residual income that you guys can make from every single account that does $100,000. You do the work once, you get paid monthly, and that's the power of residual income. But to simplify it even more, okay, think about it like this. Hi, Mr. Business, Mrs. or Mr. Business Owner. My name is Paul Alex, and I'm actually from Cash Life. So I want to let you know if you're currently going ahead and paying for credit card processing fee. Yes, we are, Paul. Okay, how much are you currently paying right now? We're paying around $3,000. So how much in sales volume are you currently doing, sir? I'm doing about $100,000. So you're paying about roughly $3,000. That's about $36,000 a year you're paying in credit card processing fee to the bank, correct? Yes, it is, Paul. Okay, so what if I can wipe 100% of the fee and we give your customer the option to pay their own credit card processing fee, or they don't have to pay their own fee, but they pay in cash instead. And it's a transparent, legal method that is we're able to execute this in all 50 states, guys. In all 50 states. People go nuts because the way we explain it. See, it hasn't been explained and articulated the way we do. Okay? Like I said, guys, I'm a visionary guy. So it's about the perception and how you articulate the offer. We articulate the offer very well, where a fifth grader can understand this. Then we took it a step further, guys. We added ATMs because one of the objections that we were getting was, well, Paul, where are my customers going to get cash? And then I said, oh, dude, I still wish I had my old ATM company. I'll give you a free ATM. And then light bulb, I had all the connections. Guess what? Pen to paper, guys. I made a couple phone calls. I was like, dude, let's do this. Let's do this. So we added ATMs under the umbrella now. So now we're able to go ahead and provide them with an ATM if that means that we're able to get an account that we're going to make $1,000 off the credit card processing system, guys. It's a winning concept. It's a no-brainer. Because here's the thing. You guys are eliminating overhead expenses for the owner, and you're allowing the owner to make profit off your ATM. Give them 10%, give them 20%, give them 30%. Guys, I've even given liquor stores where there's a high foot traffic for ATMs, right? 50%. I still make like $800 because of the high foot traffic. I'm not greedy. At the end of the day, I look at longevity. And this is exactly why I tell people, dude, with a lot of my accounts, I don't do contracts because giving contracts to business owners gives them the ill sometimes. They just don't want to do it. So I'm about good business. I'm about building the foundation, the value. And I'm like, dude, if I can hook you up with an ATM to earn your credit card processing business, I'm going to do that all day. Why wouldn't you? Right? So that's exactly what we did. And that's exactly what our clients did, guys. So guys, check this out. This is actually pretty cool, right? Because you guys know how I was in law enforcement. Well, guess what? We have a ton of cops, a ton of lawyers, a ton of firemen, a ton of nurses, a ton of doctors, a ton of everything where people are building residual income and they're still working their 9 to 5 because they want to retire. They want to go ahead and have fulfillment, and they just wanted to make an additional $3,000 to $5,000 on the side, which is pretty cool. Okay. So meet Cas Castro. Cas Castro is a sergeant of police, guys. Okay. He was tired of working overtime, just like me. All right. His story resonated with him. He was like, dude, I know most cops, right? And Cas built his credit card process business portfolio to over $4,900. So he's almost at 5,000, guys. Okay. Now, he doesn't have to work overtime anymore because he put the work in once, closing the deal, installing the terminal, and it pays him over and over again every single month. Okay. Lisa was a medical nurse, guys, okay, who wanted to stay home and take care of her kids. Her husband actually is the one that saw one of her ads, guys, believe it or not, and convinced Lisa to join. Okay. So when I met Lisa was just like, dude, I wasn't even going to sign up for your program, but my husband was so persistent that it was going to work that he signed me up. And I was like, hey, it was the best decision you ever made because now she makes over $10,000 per month in residual income, guys. She's able to take care of all her kids. She's able to go ahead and spend time with them and be a stay-at-home mom. That's a flex, okay? So, and here's the kicker, guys. You guys are going to love this. Lisa had no sales experience whatsoever. Okay. I actually tell people this: introverts that have no sales experience, that are very coachable, are most of our best clients. Okay. If you're coachable, if you're willing to learn, we can teach you. Super coachable. Okay. So this is what I call the new American dream, guys, is being able to work from home with your kids, doing it on your time. Okay. And then we have Bryce. Bryce has been with us for 2 years, guys. He's doing a little bit over $13,000 in residual income every single month now. Bryce used to own a construction company. Okay. So check this out for all my guys in the trades. He owned a construction company with 19 employees, believe it or not. And he was hesitant to go ahead and push through to build his portfolio. Okay. I remember we did a trip in Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay. We did a business conference together. And I told him, I sat him and the wife down and I was like, dude, you got to go in, dude. You're expanding. Do not be scared to let go of the construction company because you're already doing so well. And because of that trip, he dramatically shifted his mindset and went all in on credit card processing, guys, where now he's able to go ahead and do all these things with his family. He's able to go ahead and coach his kids, and they're into wrestling. They're all to all these great sports, guys. So it's about what you want to do with your time, your life. What is it that you are missing out? Because this is what builds time freedom. Okay. This is what builds remote freedom as well. All right. So why does this concept crush the other models? Okay. And let's get down to it, guys. We're talking about real estate and we're talking about stocks and crypto, right? That's what I feel like everyone is investing into. And they think that real estate is going to make them a multimillionaire and all that jazz, right? So let's talk about it and let's break it down. Real estate. I am a real estate investor myself. I have tenants. I know how it is. Okay. So it requires a huge upfront capital. Okay. It takes years to see returns. Like I said in the very beginning, guys, you're not going to see any returns for 5 to 10 years. All right. Especially in the market right now. And you're dealing with tenants, repairs, and headaches. Guys, I just had a tenant move from one of my apartments, trashed my apartment, literally trashed it. Like the deposit that they put on there, it won't even cover a fraction of what I have to replace, guys. Okay. So this helps me with my tax returns. But at the end of the day, if you're truly looking for cash flow, I highly recommend that you find a vehicle that's going to cash flow where the investment is not as big as what you were going to have to put a down payment on a real estate property. Okay. All right. Stocks and crypto, it's highly volatile. It's like a roller coaster, guys. Okay. You're gambling on market conditions. If Trump right now goes ahead and says, Bitcoin to the moon, what's going to happen? Bitcoin's going to freaking skyrocket and there's going to be multimillionaires overnight. If Trump goes and says, "Oh, Bitcoin, we're not gonna push through that. It's gonna go down the drain," then guess what? Bitcoin's price is dramatically going to drop down. It's just the way it is nowadays, right? So you have no control over your returns. It's not steady, okay? And I don't believe in that. I want to control my cash flow. All right. So why does this also crush other models, guys? Well, let's talk about it. It's a low upfront cost. All right. Less than 1% of what I invested, guys, is what we charge our students, our clients, our local business partners. Okay. So whoever starts this either with us or by themselves, they're paying literally 1% of what it costs. Okay. Residual income starts flowing within 30 to 60 days, guys. You control your growth. Okay. Just like I told you about Bryce. Bryce was scared to go ahead and let go of his construction company until I gave him that accountability and that push. I told him, dude, you're a rock star. You're very proactive. You're growing your portfolio massively. You need to let go of what's holding you back. He listened to me, and guess what? Now he's living a digital remote lifestyle. Okay. I consider this a lifestyle business because you're able to still run your business, but still live a lifestyle that you want. Okay. That's what I consider it, guys. All right. So no employees needed. And you work from anywhere in the world, guys. Just look at my situation. There's so many other people. We even have a couple power couples that were able to sell their home and now travel across the world and around the United States as well. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the 3-step system, guys. Okay. How does this work? I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the exact three-step system that I used and the same system that our local business partners, so basically our students and our clients, are using to scale to 10, 20, and even $30,000 months, guys. Okay. Okay. So step one, guys, you partner with a proven infrastructure. Okay. So people always go, well, I really don't want to invest in a course. I don't want to self-invest. How are you supposed to learn? How are you supposed to learn? But see, here's the thing. I'm a believer in self-education. Most people are not, and that's okay. Because when we do business with local business partners, we are really just setting you up with the infrastructure. We're setting you up with the resources. We're setting you up with the foundation. We're not selling videos. We're not selling just education, guys. We're actually selling businesses. Okay. And that is the key needle mover here, especially nowadays with all these business models. So you don't build this business from scratch. We already have a proven concept that works. Okay. That's the mistake I made with my first ATM. Okay. I made the first mistake because I bought 3 ATMs and I put them in 3 different locations with no guidance because I thought I knew what I was doing. Okay. And I actually lost money the first 2 months because of that. Okay. It wasn't until I went ahead and I got a mentor, and my mentor gave me the strategy that was proven because he has thousands of locations, and I was able to make my first $3,000 within 90 days. Okay. So I tried doing it alone, got stuck in a bad contract, and I even lost money as well. So when you partner up with us, guys, you get access to everything that I've built, my systems, my team, my infrastructure, and the 20 years of experience, combined experience from my business partners, Robson and John Sarabia, guys. Okay. So you're not starting from zero. You're starting from where I am now, guys. Okay. So Diego Lopez, will customers want to spend less money at the business because they have to pay an extra 3% using the credit card? Great question. So let me put this in this perspective, guys. How many of you guys have a favorite restaurant you guys go to? Okay. Now let's make this fun. Comment down below what type of food you guys like. What is your favorite cuisine? What is your favorite food? What is your favorite restaurant that you guys go to? Drop it down in the comments below. Guys, you guys are going to hate me. Me and my wife, we like Cheesecake Factory. Okay. That is our guilty pleasure. We love it. It is what it is. Okay. It's American. It's a mixture of Mexican. It's a mixture of sushi. It's a mixture of everything. Okay. Italian. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So imagine that you guys go to your favorite restaurant and you guys have been going there for 10 years. Okay. You guys have been going to your favorite restaurant for 10 years. All of a sudden, inflation goes through the roof. They're losing employees left to right. Now they have to close business hours. Now, instead of being open 7 days out of the week, they're open only 5 days out of the week. And you're wondering why. You're wondering like, why is my favorite restaurant closing nowadays? Well, more than likely because they can't afford to be open. So imagine now I do business with them, guys, at your favorite restaurant in your local city, in your local town. And I set them up with this strategy where when you go into the business, I have a sign. And in that sign, it will say, due to inflation, we now have to require customers to pay 3% if they choose to use credit card, or you do not have to pay a percentage if you decide to use cash. Okay. Mind you, you've been going to this business for 10 years. You've been going ahead and you love the food. So is that really going to go ahead and stop you from enjoying your favorite food, guys? That is the mentality I tell business owners. That is the mentality I tell students because I hear this objection all the time. It's a limiting belief. It's a limiting belief that you're causing because you're not sure that the strategy is going to work for you. But it's not that the strategy doesn't work. Okay. We already have 6,000 businesses and we're going to continue to grow every single year. It is the belief that you can execute. That's all it is. It's a self-belief issue. Okay. So you will go ahead and because you're going to go to your favorite restaurant and they're going to charge you an extra 30 cents. You are telling me that you're not going to eat at your favorite restaurant anymore? How does that make sense? So that is the perspective I'm giving you, Diego Lopez. I think it was Diego Lopez. Okay. So Diego, I hope that clears it up, brother. No, there hasn't been any drop-offs. If anything, people that truly care about the business, they actually tip more. Why? Because it's proven. I've been in the ATM industry for a very long time, guys. So when people take out cash, guess what? Here's some tip. Oh, you guys are going through hard times? Here's some extra tip for the staff. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Right? That's how you take care of people, guys. You take care of the business. Okay? All right. So let me go through this, guys, and then I'm going to do Q&A at the VIP, okay? If you want to do Q&A with me, guys, I'm doing Q&A for another hour. So let's go through the presentation. Okay, so you don't build this from scratch, guys. You get access to absolutely everything, the systems, the team, the infrastructure, 20 years of combined experience. You're not starting this from zero, guys. Remind you, remember in the beginning, I invested over $1 million just to get into this business myself. So you're starting from where I am now, okay? So number two, we find the businesses. This is the best part. Most people, they're like, dude, I don't want to prospect, Paul. I'm not good at sales. I don't got time for this shit. I'm busy, dude. I'm busy. Okay. And I'm like, hey, I hear you. Okay. I hear you. Trust me. When I was in law enforcement and I was doing my ATM business, I was only doing the ATM business on the weekends. And then from time to time, I would take time off of work, my vacation time, to work on the business as well. But I get it, right? You want to do a business where you get a full-time income, maybe another $5,000 a month, but you do it like a side hustle, right? You do it a couple hours a week where you're able to like go ahead and talk to a couple businesses. So think about it like this. Imagine if my team was able to run ads for you. They were able to run ads for you. They were able to market your business in your city and get business owners that are interested in doing business with you because you're going to save them a ton of money. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? We're already doing that. Okay. On top of that, we're also doing a traditional method as well with our location finder team, where they actually cold call businesses as well. So you get to choose what vehicle you want to use as well. So for most people that get stuck, I don't have time to find businesses, Paul. I don't know what to say, Paul. I've never done sales before, Paul. I get it, guys. Trust me. I've been there. I've pulled my hair out with some students and it was just like, dude, just do it, right? That's why we handle all that for you, okay? We make it faster, easier, and simpler, okay? Look, when someone partners up with us, what we do is we build the entire business with you or for you, okay? So we find the stores that want to save money, okay? Using either our location finder team or the done for you ads, okay? What else we do is we train you guys. We train you what to say, okay? Earlier, just a couple minutes ago, I saw somebody say, hey, do you guys provide scripts? We do provide scripts, but at the end of the day, I always tell people this: the best training that you can get is actually talking to one of us one-on-one. Because guess what? We can role play. We can role play on Zoom. We can role play on our live events. We can role play if you come to one of our offices in either Miami, Puerto Rico, or Los Angeles, right? That's the benefit of us, of working with us. We actually care. We actually want you to succeed because it's a benefit to both parties, okay? So we actually program all of the terminals. So imagine this, guys. Our clients right now, whenever they go ahead and they call our customer service line, they go ahead and say, hey, I just locked down a gas station, for example, okay? I need 2 to 3 terminals and I need them by next Wednesday. Okay, cool. Our team, they'll get all the vital information and they'll pre-program the terminals for you and directly ship it to the location. And they'll give you the confirmation number and all that jazz. So then you're able to go to the location the day that it arrives. And all you got to do, guys, is just set up the Wi-Fi. It's equivalent to buying a brand new TV. It's super simple, okay? I'm not tech savvy. I hire smarter people that are good with the tech, okay? So that's the case. And the same thing for you guys. You guys become a local business partner, you guys get the same treatment. All right, we run all the customer service, okay? So imagine this. Imagine there's an issue with the terminal. Well, number one, I wouldn't expect you to actually know how to configure the terminal. I wouldn't expect you guys to know how to go ahead and open these up and fix it if I can't do it, right? But check this out. We give you a 1-800 number. We make sure that we put the stickers on the terminals and on the signs at the customer, and the customer knows who to call. They call our customer service team. We take care of it, okay? We handle all that. That way you guys don't have to worry about like, oh my God, am I going to lose that customer? Don't worry about all that. We will take care of the customer service portion of it, okay? We even teach you how to scale once the residuals start growing, okay? And guys, I'm going to show you a couple of students that are very close to my heart. Why? Because I spent a lot of time with them, okay? Certain students that end up becoming our inner circle clients where they work one-on-one with me at the office. They come to the events. Our last couple of events, we had events last year, guys, if you guys didn't know, we had events in Los Angeles, in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and we had Atlanta last year. In 2024. And then we had Miami in December, right before the holidays. And guys, we were able to go ahead and actually sort of like promote our clients that went ahead and were closing anywhere between 15 to 30 accounts and allow them to speak on stage in front of hundreds of people, which is pretty cool, right? So those are the type of opportunities that we build here. We want to transform you as an entrepreneur, but as a person as well. I want to change your belief. I want to change who you hang around with. I want you to level up because the level up is real, guys. If you guys want the level up that bad, you guys can actually make it happen, okay? Now, what else? In every case, we set you up with a real merchant, real terminal, and real monthly residuals as well, guys, okay? So what else? Step three, we build your portfolio and help you scale. Okay. This is very importante, guys. Okay. So once your first location is up and running, the residuals start coming in, right? Well, they start coming in month after month, which is the pretty cool part because when you compare this to the ATM business, guys, the ATM business for me wasn't completely passive for about 18 months. Okay. Once I hit the 18-month mark and I was able to afford to hire 2 part-time employees to fill the machine and also work on the machine, so then I can focus on building another venture, then it became passive. The beauty of credit card processing is the fact that after the installation, okay, which we're doing the programming, all you guys are doing is setting up the Wi-Fi, it's completely passive to you. You don't have to load it up with any cash. You don't have to deal with any tech. These machines, they last for years, okay? And I'm not talking about like 5 years, 2 years. No, I'm talking about like 10 years. We have terminals because of my business partners, remember, right? They've been in the industry for 22 years, where when they started back 20 years ago, they still have the machines that work, the same one, okay? And at the end of the day, merchants, business owners, they don't care about the terminal, guys. What they care about is they care about who they do business with, which is why we strategize on that. We show you how to build a foundation. We show you how to become a true entrepreneur, okay? So then we help you with additional locations, whether it's 2, 5, 10, 20 locations, guys, okay? It doesn't matter. We have people that are approaching 50 locations right now, okay, in the past 2 years. So you got to think about it like this. It's a snowball effect. I tell people this. Don't think when you start this that, oh, well, I need to make, 100 accounts my first year. No, guys, start out small. Your first goal when you start this is, I want to get my first location. Then once you get your first location, then it becomes real. Why? Because you've gone through the entire process and you know how it feels. So now you're comfortable. And what ends up happening, it just becomes easier and easier and easier. It doesn't matter if you guys don't have any sales experience. It doesn't matter if you've never talked to people. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert, guys. I'm an introvert extrovert, okay? When it comes to going ahead and talking about business and helping people, I'll become an extrovert, guys. But I'm really an introvert. Okay. So at the end of the day, we've turned the most introverted entrepreneurs into superstars that talk to hundreds of people on stage and are killing it, guys. Okay. So each location just adds more residual income to your portfolio. That's the way you have to think about this. It's a longevity game, guys. This is not a quick get rich scheme that we're promoting here. No, this is longevity. We want you guys to be a local business partner for years. I want you guys to know my kid when he was born last month in December 20th. I want you guys to still know him when he's 10 years old, 20 years old. Okay. That is the type of partnership I want to build with you guys. Okay. All right. We're here with you every step of the way. Now, this is some of the most common objections I get, guys. Okay. Paul, I don't have any sales experience. I get it, okay? It's a limiting belief, guys. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking right now. Paul, this sounds great, but I've never done sales before, okay? I don't know if I could do this, all right? It comes down to the self-belief. I hear you, okay? I resonate with you. I know exactly what you're thinking right now, okay? But here's the truth, all right? I'm going to be honest with you as a friend, okay? Most of our most successful partners had zero sales experience when they started, guys. Okay. Lisa, she was a nurse. She didn't even want to sign up for the program. Her husband signed her up for the program. Her husband signed her up for the program. And then she went ahead and made $10,000 in residual income, over $120,000 a year. Residual income, guys, meaning she doesn't have to work for it after the first installation, which is pretty kick-ass when you think about it, right? Cass, he's a police sergeant. Guys, how many cops are in here right now? How many first responders are in here? How many medical staff are in here, right? Think about it like this. If you were to go ahead and tell any of your counterparts that is currently a first responder, they're going to look at you like, why do you want to go ahead and start a credit card processing business? Why do you want to go ahead and start an ATM business? That's exactly what 50 plus of my teammates back when I was a cop would tell me, because I would work a ton of overtime. And during the overtime, what was I doing? I was listening to podcasts. I was going to master classes. I was listening to my mentor. And then my teammates, they're going to go ahead and listen to me and be like, dude, you're talking about ATMs? What are you doing now? What scam? And I'm like, dude, it's not a scam. It's real. Like, dude, I'm about to like become financially free off of this. And you're over here just like you have limiting beliefs. Like you got to go ahead and double down on this. Some of my friends that I try to get into it during that time, they're kicking themselves right now. They're like, dude, I wish I would have done it when you did it. Right. So that's just the way it goes, guys. And then Bryce owned a construction company, guys. We have a guy who used to own another business, 19 employees. He gave it up to build residual passive income with us, guys. Okay. If that doesn't move the needle, I don't know what will. Okay. But none of them, let me repeat, none of them were salespeople ever. Never had a sales job, nothing. Okay. They did something completely different. Okay. What else? Oh, I didn't change that one. See, that's how you know it's real, guys. But let's go over this. Okay. Look, guys, you get access to coaching. Okay. And let me do this. There you go. That's how you guys know it's real. Okay. Millionaire coaching, guys. Here is the needle mover that you have to realize. My life didn't change until I got advice from someone who was doing 10x the amount of revenue I would make an entire year. Okay. Let me repeat that. This man was making over $250,000 a month from ATMs. And when I was a cop, I was just like, there's no way, until he showed me the numbers. And that's when I knew I was with the right guy. That's when I knew I was with the right mentor. Okay. So if you guys want to progress, you have to take advice from someone who is where you want to be in the future. And that's where it's at. Okay. So access to our multimillionaire coaches. And I'm not just talking about me, guys. John Sarabia, Rob Sin. We have a great sales coach called Michael Santee. We have so many other coaches that train you guys 3 to 5 days out of the week. It is amazing. Okay. And guess what? How many of you guys like to get mentored one-on-one? How many of you guys like these type of talks? But just imagine if it was just me and you, right? What if I told you you guys would be able to schedule as many one-on-one calls at any time when you become a local business partner? That's how much we care. We want you to succeed. There is no failure here unless you go ahead and you're like, yo, like, I'm lazy. I don't want to do the work. Okay. There is no failure. It has to work or it has to work. Okay. So that's the biggest needle mover, guys. That's what changed my life. All right. If you have someone keep you accountable to make sure you don't fail, the only way you fail is by not attending the workshops. It's just common sense, guys. It's by not attending the trainings. It's by not booking the one-on-one sessions. There's no way to fail this. So we have a proven system. It's proven. We've done it over and over. Hundreds of people are making residual income right now with us. Okay. Total beginners, introverts, non-sales people that come from different backgrounds. Okay. So you're not going to figure this out alone like I did with ATMs back in the day. We're here as a community, as a team. Okay, guys? All right. Here's a good one. I don't want to prospect. I get this from time to time. Okay. And they're like, dude, like, this is the only thing holding me back, Paul. I don't want to talk to strangers. I barely want to talk to, my boyfriend or girlfriend or my wife or my husband. I don't know about talking to these business owners, man. And I don't feel comfortable. What do you got for me? Well, what I got for you is this, okay? Most people who want to start a business don't have the time or the energy to prospect. I comprende, guys, okay? I understand. I was there, all right? That's why we offer the location finder services and now the done for you ads. Because what we found out was the concept is great. It's a no-brainer for business owners, and it's a no-brainer for you because you're making residual income. But we were like, okay, how can we connect the business owner with our local business partners? Okay. And that's where we came up with the idea. Okay, we need to implement location finder teams where we prospect the actual businesses for our local business partners to make it faster, easier, and simpler. And then in October, we did our beta launch with our first clients where they were able to close 5 deals in the Detroit, Michigan area with our done for you ads. So now we're bringing in more technology to help you guys win. Okay. That's what it comes down to. It's just going ahead and implementing and trying these strategies on our end, right? Because we're taking the risk to make your process a lot easier for you. So you're able to scale, you're able to close more accounts, and it's a win-win for both parties. Okay. So we get the inbound leads for you guys. All right. No brainer. We can even set the appointment for you. We just started doing this as well, where inbound lead comes in. We actually have one of our guys call and set the appointment. Make sure that they're still interested and make sure that they qualify. So when you attend the appointment, they're ready to rock. Sounds pretty cool, right? Right. So guys, this takes hours. And I'm talking about hours that I had to do back when I was doing ATMs. Okay. So you can focus on building the business, not working in the business, dealing with prospects. Okay. I want you guys to run this smoothly. Okay. It's a true partnership, guys. Okay. So let me give you a great example. Here's Enrique. This is one of my closest clients. He's a pretty good friend now. Enrique, if you guys, this is the first time you guys are hearing of him, he actually was able to scale when he first started with us within 6 months to 20 locations, guys. Yeah, you heard that right. 20 locations. One of the fastest scales that I have seen. Okay. It came down to his limiting belief. Enrique, he's a little bit older, but the limiting belief behind Enrique is just that, hey, I don't think I could do it, Paul. And when I sat down and I met him for the very first time, believe it or not, Harvard graduate. He graduated from Harvard. He owned successful businesses before, but he had a limiting belief that he could do this. So I've encountered this exact same thing with many people, guys. I've encountered this with first responders, successful lawyers, medical doctors, nurse practitioners, successful entrepreneurs, where they're really good at what they do, but when they come into something new, they hesitate, right? So after working with Enrique for a few weeks at the Miami office, he finally found a very simple strategy to go ahead and implement to make it happen. And it worked. He was able to scale to 20 locations within 6 months, and he's still growing his business right now, okay? And we have Jackie. Jackie's a rock star, guys. Okay. So Jackie used our location finder services. She prospected on herself and she was able to scale within a 31 locations within a 6-month period. Now, let me tell you the backstory on Jackie, guys. Okay. Jackie actually started with us 2 years ago. Okay. She started on our most basic tier package. The issue with Jackie is that, number one, she's introverted. Number two, she didn't have sales experience. And then finally one day, I had opened up spots for my inner circle. My inner circle is typically where if you wanted to work with me, you wanted me as your direct mentorship where I'm guiding you every step of the way. We're meeting at the offices. We're working together. I'm game planning with you. I'm leveling up your mindset. I'm helping you build your business through strategy. And I'm giving you basically personal advice that has helped me grow so many times throughout the years, okay? So when that happened, Jackie upgraded to our inner circle, and we started working one-on-one very closely. I always like to say during my investigation, no, but during our conversations, okay, I found out that Jackie would talk herself out of going and prospecting. She would sit in the car and say, you know what, I'll just do it tomorrow. And she did that dozens and dozens and dozens of times, which is why the first year, she barely closed one account, guys, one account. And this is as real as it gets. I'm not here to fluff, okay? So then when she joined Inner Circle, I kept her accountable. And I told her, Jackie, you got to stop self-sabotaging yourself, girl. You're better than this. You can make it happen. If I could do it, why can't you? And I kept giving her challenges every single week. I would say, Jackie, go ahead and do it. You got this, chica. Let's do this, right? Then finally, momentum, accountability. It's just like a fitness trainer, guys. Why do people pay for fitness trainers? People pay for fitness trainers to keep them accountable. Every single one of you guys know how to work out, but you don't have the right trainer. You need somebody that is going to support you mentally, that's going to be there and have your six. And that's what I did for Jackie. So Jackie, I broke her limiting belief. And within a 6-month span, last year, she hit over 30 locations. 30 locations within 6 months. And at the end of December, I asked her to speak on one of my stages. She spoke to over 100 people and told her story. No, you guys can follow her. Just go ahead, type in Merchant Social on IG. Shoot her a DM. Tell her that Paul talked about you on the Masterclass and it was great. Tell her I said, what's up? Okay. All right. And her birthday was just last Friday as well. Tell her happy birthday. Happy late birthday. All right, guys. So, guys, these aren't outliers. We have hundreds of people that have similar stories. Okay. We have dozens of clients who have used our system and gotten massive success as well. And they're just regular people like you and me, guys. I consider myself a regular person. Okay. All I did was separate myself from negative people, from negative environments. I started having self-belief on that what I can do is limitless. That's all it is, okay? It is how strong is your self-belief. And you have to have the right person in your corner. Otherwise, it doesn't matter if you have the right resources. It doesn't matter if you have all the money. It doesn't matter if you have all the logistics and the infrastructure. But if you don't have that self-belief, if you don't have the right people in your corner, you will not succeed. That's just the way it is. So here's the crossroads, okay? Let's get deep into this, guys. So here's where you are at right now, okay? You have two choices. And let me break it down to every single one of you guys. You got choice numero uno, number one. You can try to figure this out on your own, okay? Guys, I'll be the first one to tell you. That's what I did. I tried to figure it out on my own. But guess what? I shot myself in my own foot. I lost money, okay? You could go research ATM companies, credit card processors, contracts, try to piece it all together yourself. But I'm going to be very frank with you guys. I'm going to be very honest, okay? As a friend. That's slow, it's hard, and it's an expensive way to do it, okay? That's what I did at first, like I said. And I lost $30,000 investing in other ventures and years of my life. I literally wasted so much time. And time is what you cannot buy back, okay? Now, here's choice two for you, okay? You could take the shortcut. You could take the shortcut, guys. In business, it doesn't take years to build a business anymore. It only takes a few months with the right resources and the right team, okay? You could partner up with someone who's already done it, myself, but all of the community. You have hundreds of people that did it already. You have support, not just from me, but from everybody. Someone who's invested over $1 million into the infrastructure, into the systems, into a team. Someone who's helped over 1,800 people build their own residual income businesses. This is not even including people that I've helped with ATMs. If in total, across the board, in the past 5.5 years, I've helped over 6,000 people. That's the fast, easy, and smart way to do it, okay? There's a smart way to do it, and there's a hard way to do it.